Hey everyone. Yeah, like I just went like when I uploaded the last video. I didn't upload it so everyone can see, and I first uploaded it as private. Anyway, I saw that when I should write the episode that it was number 10, and I was like, yeah, I'm not really so sure on myself yet. So yeah, I will probably do this series to 20. Anyway, I decided that I should choose the topic before I talk because that it will be more like how it will be later on if I will go on. And also, it's a bit harder to, like, for me, it's a bit harder to decide before because then I get nervous before because then I know that I need to do a video. And maybe that will make me do videos like more consistent and not like finding excuses or anything like that. Right now, it's like this. It's still like this really early that I talked about before. Like, it's so dark outside, and I have gotten up a lot earlier than usually. Anyway, the topic I chose for today's video is the moon, which kind of is, I don't know if that is a good subject or not. I just thought that I should talk about moon sometime, so why not now? Probably I would do it more times than just once. Like every subject I talk about here, I will probably talk about a lot more because that's kind of stuff that I like to talk about. Or I don't know if I like to talk about it, but I don't really normally talk about it because it's stuff like that I don't want people to know that I think about. Which is kind of also one part of point with making these kind of videos is to be more sure of myself and be more like more not afraid to be open. Then I don't mean that I should be open, but that I don't am afraid of it anymore. Like today I am still afraid to be open and I'm scared that people will think I'm crazy. And I probably are kind of crazy, but I don't want people to think that. Anyway, the moon, like the moon, it got this, it got its phases, okay? And new moon and full moon is nearest our planet. So during the time when it's new moon and full moon, because the moon affects our water, like it rises and sinks, and when it's more near, when it's more near the planet, and when it have like this full effect, it's yeah, it's close to the planet, and then it rises and sinks. And also during full moon and new moon, the effect is bigger because it drinks more of the water. And some people say that the moon does affect stuff here on Earth more than just the water, and that things came up when the moon is nearer, and so I don't know about those two. Some people believe in those people who transform to wolves during full moon. I haven't seen that, so I don't know. Although just because you doesn't have seen something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. But I haven't seen it, so right now I don't really think it exists. Anyway, the thing that I have noticed with moon is that, you know, when you meditate and when I like do this deeper meditation where I feel more and where I like can feel what happens more in my body, like the sensations in my body, is so clear. And if I don't have anything to disturb me, like if I got a sore muscle or something, like, then I might not, I don't get it relaxed. I might not feel it, but otherwise, like if I go this deep meditation states, I can actually feel the dragging inside me. Like we are a lot water in our bodies, so the moon also drags the water supply in your body, and I can actually feel that, like that sensation of the dragging. And some people, like, they get these headaches and other physical sensations. I don't get that, um, which I'm glad. But the thing is that it is just that, like, they are sensitive and have easy to get these physical pains and stuff. So, and when the moon comes and it's full moon or new moon and it pulls more, it is a more imbalance in your body, which means that if you are sensitive to that, you get these physicals. So the moon does affect us, and the thing is that, like, I believe in placebo, like I really do. And when I had this like dragging feeling inside me, I I usually like think about something that I want to get out of my life, and I feel how it drags out of me because I already had this dragging feeling, like something is dragging something, even if like it's in the moon which drags the water. But I imagine that that dragging feeling is dragging out those things that I don't want in my life. And that's the thing, like, also people are putting water outside because it will be like this magical water. I'm not sure if the water is actually magical or more it's like the placebo that we think it is and that it makes it be that. Although, like, because the moon is actually dragging the water, and water is very fluid and can change form and so on, if you put water outside and the moon is dragging it, maybe you can have it inside because the moon is dragging from inside. Like I can feel it from the inside. So then, like, it maybe changed kind of how the water molecules are, and that can actually change how it's affect your body because yeah, the water that you drink will, not everything, some you will get out, but the water you drink will also get inside your cells. And I do think that it changed the structure. I haven't really read it anywhere, but it probably does exist somewhere about that because yeah, it exists information about almost everything. And it wouldn't be, for me, it wouldn't be so strange because, like, we already knew that the moon is dragging the water, and we know that the water is very fluid and it changes form a lot. So having the moon change the molecule form, and that's also it. Like if you then also think that, oh, this water is magical, and you drink it and the body sees, like the brain sees subconsciously, like, oh, this water actually is different than the usual water, it can think that, yeah, but she says it's magical, so that is probably why it's different than the other water. Yeah. And also, like, the moon has this, I think it's the dragging, I would say it's the dragging force, but if you put crystals outside, the moon is cleaning it if it's placebo, Or is it actually that it drags out whatever is stuck on the crystal? Is not clear really. I think it is more like it's actually dragging it out. And also when we put it out, we actually think that, yeah, now you will get clean. Then the moon is dragging it, and when we take it out, we think it's clean. So it doesn't affect us anymore, like those things that might have got stuck doesn't affect us. Yeah, I normally actually do clear my crystals monthly with the moon. I have some crystal I put out in the full moon and some in a new moon. Although I shouldn't, it doesn't really matter. Like, for me, it's more psychological. Like, if I want a crystal to give me something, I put it in the new moon. And if I want the crystal to take something from me, I put it in, or take something like negative energies and stuff like that. I put it in the full moon. Although I can put it either way, it doesn't really matter. I don't normally like to put it in the sun, like taking out energies for like that. But that is more because I'm kind of afraid that it will change the color of the crystals. Uh, if I can, if it's like that kind of crystal, when it counts, I normally put it in water. Like, I clean it with water, the first thing I do. But the thing is, like with the moon, it feels like it both take away energies but also recharge it. Like, it gets more power. And that is also why I try to do it like this, because I associate full moon with taking stuff away, taking negative things away, and I associate new moon with new things, with a new beginning, with like new stuff. So that is also why I do it like that, because I associate it with different things. Yeah. And I do really like the moon, because, yeah, like when it's full moon, it can like light up a lot more. And like here in Sweden, during this winter half of the year, like it's dark, okay? Like when I get home from work, I it's so sad, because like during this summer I was outside and I was within the I was around water and in nature a lot. And I was just thinking the other day, like, I'm not there anymore. Like, I don't do that so much anymore. And that is just because it's winter and it's dark. And I was actually at the water yesterday, and I'm so proud of myself for getting there, because it was hard. Anyway, the thing is, like, when I get home from work, now it's like October, but it's still like I have like a half hour before it gets dark, and during that half hour I eat food. And today it's dark when I get home because I work longer today. But it's like I get home, I am hungry, I make food, I eat, and then I look out and it's dark. And so the thing is, like, during the time when we aren't at work, like, it's dark, and the thing that lights it up is the lights and is the full moon, if we have a full moon. If it's a new moon, not even that lights up. And it's like, the smaller the moon, the less it lights up. Anyway, I'm grateful for having the moon. And it does, like, I don't know how much power it has, but I do like that I can feel it when I meditate. And the thing is, like, when I meditated, like, it wasn't meant for me the first time when I did feel it, that I should feel it. I did this, like, full moon meditation thing, although it was like, I wasn't really thinking like I would feel the dragging, because the meditation thing was like, yeah, you should think about the things you want to get rid of and see it travel away to the full moon. Yeah. Anyway, but the thing is, like, before that, I did really feel this dragging feeling, and yeah, I did, because I think it was also because I did focus on the moon that I did try that it I did feel how it affected me. But yeah, I think it's really cool that you can feel it. Also, moon is symbolized to many things. Like, it's symbolized to the darkness, to the night, to the things you can't see, or the things that you can see thanks to the moon. It's also symbolized as the feminine. And why the feminine is the moon and the darkness, and the masculine is sun and the light, is very unclear. But the moon is very emotional thing, and it does focus on emotions and dropping emotions. Like, if you want to work with that, moon is your thing. Like, but that's the thing, like, if you work with the moon, you work with everything. You work with dropping stuff at full moon and beginning stuff in new moon. So you work with both stuff. Like, it's not just one thing. And as I say, like, here in Sweden, the period of night and moon and darkness, one half of the year, is very significant. And so yeah. And also, like, you should always work with stuff that you feel called to work with and that you feel like you can work with. And for me, that, like, I have felt the sensation of the moon. It's actually really easy for me to work with it, because I have felt it. I have felt its strength, and then because I have felt it, it's also a lot easier with the placebo. A lot easier with everything about that. And yeah, I think that you should work with what you want and can work with, and you don't need to work with everything. But the thing you want to work with and that you feel called to work with, you should. And yeah, I have felt called to work with the moon a lot of times. And like, sometimes I totally forgot, like, this when the full moon is. Like, that isn't something that I have so much, like, yeah, I don't count down days. Like, I'm mostly about, oh, it's on Thursday, like 3 days before. Like, I remember, like, I see it in the calendar or something, because my calendar, it's like this normal calendar, but it's had the moon phases, and it's like this. It's so small and so easy to forget, and so But yeah, I can see it there, and sometimes I do see it and notice it, but I have like forgotten it too, because yeah, it's not this sacred thing for me. But when I remember it, I do use it. I do put water outside that I drink the rest of, like I have and drink like the rest of the month. I put a little bit here, a little bit there, and it's just because, yeah, I don't really know. But the thing is, like when I drink a whole glass of that water with some kind of cleansing thing, like lemons or so, afterwards I feel like it really cleanses me and that I need to go to the bathroom more than I usually need to when I don't drink, when I have the normal water. But if it's just placebo or if it has something in it, I'm not sure. But I work with placebo. And yeah, I put some crystals out too. And if I forgot the new moon, which is a lot easier for me to forget because I have even less. Yeah, I don't work so much with the new moon. The only thing I do with new moon is putting some crystals out, and if the water is out, I put the more water outside. But yeah, so no one. Yeah, it's just me having fun. It was this one that I'm holding and rolling around. So the new moon. So those crystals that I think I should use the new moon for sometimes is out at the full moon because I forget them, or I forgot the new moon. Anyway, I hope you guys like this video, and I see you next one. Bye bye.